Welcome back to the show. Food Bank for New York City and Morgan Stanley recently packed 27,000 meals for New York families facing food insecurity during their annual volunteer event in Times Square. We have now joining us on the show, Vice President of Institutions and Partnerships at Food Bank for New York City, Janis Robinson. And Janis, glad to have you back. And I know the hands have to be tired, the bodies have to be tired, but when you talk about 27,000 meals, that's a lot. But the truth of the matter is the need is a lot as well.
That's correct. That's correct. And so thankfully, we have a good partner in Morgan Stanley. And one of the things that they really want to make sure they do is support the community with meals. And so thankfully, this is the fourth time we've done this project with them. So they were prepared. They sent down 300 employees, and those 300 employees helped us pack 3,000 boxes. And so we were successful in getting all of those 27,000 meals packed up and distributed throughout the 5 boroughs.
It's a great feeling to have a corporate partnership because in addition to the volunteers that you have, obviously to be able to partner with the community, organizations, businesses, really allows another arm, if you will, to be able to reach more people.
Absolutely. And so you clearly understand food banking, and we appreciate that. But yeah, we rely on volunteers to get our work done. There's so much that we want to do to support the community. And so it is entirely critical that we have volunteers help us. And Morgan Stanley has been very, very helpful in doing that. Our partnership extends over 10 years. And during that 10-year period, over 3,000 Morgan Stanley employees have volunteered for Food Bank for New York City. And that equates to about 11,000 hours of volunteer time. So that makes a huge difference for the work we do.
Yeah, you talked about the rise in volunteers, but let me talk about the rise in need. What are we seeing with boots on the ground in terms of needs? I know COVID-19 really exposed food insecurity, right? But before COVID-19 ever came into play, there was huge food insecurity in New York already.
That's correct. And so food insecurity has been a big issue in the New York community. And then you add COVID to that layer, and now food prices are super high. They haven't come down. And so where we thought that maybe the pandemic was over and we're back to normal, we are anything but back to normal. And so the need still exists in a big way.
Yeah. So as you look forward to tackling food insecurity beyond this event, talk to us about the work that you're doing and how you're really able to put boots on the ground and really meet the needs that are out there.
So we work with over 800 what we call member agencies, and those are food pantries and soup kitchens throughout the 5 boroughs. And so a lot of the work that we do is ensuring that they have the support they need to distribute food in their communities. And then we supplement their support by putting on a mobile pantry program that we have, and that goes throughout the 5 boroughs. And then we work with key partners like Morgan Stanley, like the New York Yankees and other big organizations to distribute food as well.
Yeah. And what's it like for you in terms of reaching out? What kind of receptivity are you getting when you actually put this out there and say, listen, we need some help, we need volunteers? Do you find that more and more people are gravitating to volunteering, considering the fact that we've got more and more people who are really having needs?
Yeah, absolutely. The good news is that people can understand food insecurity. So thankfully, given the mission, people connect to the mission and really understand our need for volunteers. And so we are in a position to get a good critical number of volunteers. So that is super helpful to our organization.
So where do you go from here?
So we have a lot of things happening. We're actually celebrating our 40th anniversary next year in 2023. So we're starting to do a lot of work to raise awareness about the anniversary. And then we're hoping to get a lot of support in recognition of the anniversary.
Yeah. And as you celebrate these years, talk to us about your perspective. How have you seen things progress, actually decline in the work that you've been doing for a while?
Well, I think that the work has really improved in the sense that people are very focused, laser focused on nutritious food. And so, at the beginning of food banking, we used to get people's expired cans, and those cans had a lot of sodium. And so I think that a lot of people are now aware of the importance of good, nutritious food. And so we get really good quality produce. We get shelf-stable items that have very low sodium amounts. And so we really are in a position to help our communities in need have the food they need for their children and for themselves.
How do you go about getting your food?
We get donations. And then we are also in a position to procure food on a wholesale basis. So we have a couple of ways that we get food.
Yeah. And as we look, families now, if there's somebody out there that's saying, listen, I'm in this place where, food insecurity is happening for me. I need to get help. How do they go about doing that?
Thank you so much for asking that question. We ask people to go onto our website. So that's www.foodbanknyc.org. Again, that's www.foodbanknyc.org. And then we have a map. And so if people click onto that website, they can drill down to that map and then put in the zip code where they are, and then identify a soup kitchen or food pantry close to them.
I'm gonna throw you another alley-oop. I know that you're looking for volunteers too, right? So how does
Yes, absolutely. So
here you go, slam dunk it. Go ahead.
correct. So we can go on that portal and we can help people identify places to get support. But then we also encourage people to go on if they want to make a donation, or if, and the donation could be a donation of food, it could be a donation of funds. Either way, we're in a position to take that information on our website.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Janis. I appreciate the time that you shared with us here today. Great work that the food bank is doing to really make sure that people are being fed. And, special shout out to your volunteers and all those who are making it happen. Thanks a lot for being with us.
Thank you so much for featuring our story.
All righty. Janis Robinson, our guest here on Open. Listen, now, if you want more information, don't hesitate. As we said, go visit the website at foodbanknyc.org. We do have more show. We encourage you, please don't go anywhere. Open continues coming up right after this.